Good afternoon, everybody, and once again, welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we are gonna see a very fascinating example on how you can do concurrent writes and reads into a DuckDB. Yes, that's right. How to do a concurrent writes and concurrent reads on DuckDB. That is correct. This is possible by Arrow Flight Server, right? So we're gonna be taking a look at that. All right, so now let's get a hands-on demo, right? So let me share my screen. This is the GitHub repository that we'll be using, xorq, right? That's the repo that we're gonna be using. If you go to this repo inside examples, I believe here you can see DuckDB flight example. That's the one that we're gonna be using. Okay. So now let's get started, man. Okay. So the first step is you need a virtual environment. Anything greater than Python 3.9 will be great. I'm going to create a virtual environment called my-env, and then I'm going to activate that. After that, clone the repository, cd into it, and then check out this particular branch. There are currently some issues on the main branch. They are resolving it. I already have an issue. I'll leave them in the description. But again, go to the branch dan examples multi-duckdb, and then install all the dependencies. Now I have done that prior to that, right? And I have 3 terminals to show you. Okay, let me clear up 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here is my first terminal, second terminal, and third terminal. So I will start the Arrow server on the terminal 1, as you can see, or you know what, it's fine. I'll start it here. Yeah. So here you can see multi-db, that's the DuckDB, right? N is just the name, right? This is the port and we're doing serving, right? So DuckDB flight server started at grpc://localhost:8816. Now, what I will do is I'm gonna now start writing data into DuckDB with PyArrow, right? So using, of course, that endpoint. So here now I can see I am writing data to the DuckDB, as you can see, right? Constantly new data is coming in, right? Now, over on the third terminal, or let me just do on the bottom section. On the bottom section, I'll start the reader. So now concurrently, I can read data from the DuckDB. So let me actually, oops, sorry about switching screen too much. Okay, on the bottom section, now I'm gonna start the reader. Watch. It's fascinating. Look, 28, 29, 30. So I'm writing constantly and the readers are reading from DuckDB constantly. This is simply fascinating, man. Look at that. Fantastic, right? Let's start one more, probably. So 2 concurrent readers, right? As you can see, right? Multiple readers are reading and we are also writing into DuckDB at the same time. That is quite fascinating, right? Yes, it is. And one more thing that I want to talk about here in this particular video is now you can really get innovative here, right? So for example, let's say you have server 1, server 2, server 3, and so on. So server 1 is running your Arrow flight server, which is pointing to the DuckDB, right? Server 2 is also running a Arrow flight server pointing to DuckDB. So server 1 is running on 1000, server 2 is running on 1001, server probably 3 will be running on 1003, and so on. You got the idea, right? So now what you can do is you can use consistent hashing and assign each DuckDB node on a ring. And now when a request comes in, you can basically hash and then you can point that to that particular DuckDB, right? So you see how you can scale it very easily, right? So for example, you want to write data into DuckDB, so you can have this multiple Arrow flight server which are running, and each flight server is pointing to a local DuckDB instance, and then using consistent hashing, you will basically put each DuckDB node on a ring, and then you will just route the traffic to that. Fantastic, right? So yeah, I mean, just wanted to show you the demo. You can also, not only that, you can leverage this for iceberg table as well, right? You can have an Arrow flight server. You can write your iceberg code, and then once you're querying your iceberg table, now multiple concurrent readers can, of course, read data from that using, of course, PyArrow. That's all I have for the video. I hope you have enjoyed. With that being said, keep smiling, keep programming, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll leave the code snippets in the description section below. So if needed, you can try it out. With that being said, keep smiling, keep programming, and I will see you in the next video.